If Candace don't stop all that goddamn crying, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let's talk about it. Hey you guys, it's me, it's Nita, and I'm back for another review. Today, review recap. Today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 14, Hats Off, Shade On. I'm running through these things. Monique is handing out flyers with her family for Not for Lazy Moms for the live podcast. She's with her family. Little Milani told the lady that her mom is too tired, and so now she has a podcast. I said, hey, girl, this episode was real cute. It was so funny, and it has so many funny comedic elements in the show. It was just so funny to me. Moving on. Wendy is cold calling people to see if they're registered to vote. You know, all of that annoying stuff, all of those text messages, all those emails, all those phone calls that we get. Yes, she's doing that. Next, Candace is having some vocal lessons. She's having some vocal lessons with her good Judy Cliff. He is, I want to say, a college classmate from Howard University. She says she uses music as a crutch to get her through tough times, which a lot of people do, because music can put you in a mood. It can put you in a mood. She, she was talking about, she was working on that song with the wedding song with Chucky Thompson. If you don't know who Chucky Thompson is, check his resume. Moving on to the next. Giselle, Robin, and Karen meets up at this little dessert diner, boutique, or whatever you want to call it. Karen was like, I'm always on guard and ready to go. I'm on ready to meet up with the Green Eyed Bandits, because you know what they about. You know what they about. And you should have seen them just over there, just, they was up to no good. Then Giselle had the nerve to shade Robin. I'm like, is no one safe? No one's safe. She was like, oh, how's the business going, Robin? Is it called Embezzle?
Embezzle?
Yeah.
Embezzle?
Because you wanted me to...
Embezzle?
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 I was hoping her
Embezzle? She's talking about embezzle money. Embezzle, bitch. Embezzle? Embezzle? Well, what money did you embezzle? Embezzle? I done heard.
Embezzle? Embezzle? Karen was like, very funny. And she also tweeted this. So no, bitch, it's called embellished. So anyway, moving on. Robin wants the girls to do a photo shoot she wants to do a photo shoot with the girls because, for her website, all she has is pictures of herself modeling all the hats. So she's going to put together a photo shoot, invite the girls to come over and model her hats for her website, which is a pretty good idea, if I do say so myself. So Karen was like, is Monique invited? And she was like, full stop, no, because what she did still doesn't sit right with me. So Karen brings up Robin's taxes. Robin pulled a Karen on Karen and said, oh, well, I'm not at liberty to talk about that. I can't really say. So, she was being funny, whatever. She kind of explained the situation and saying that, she just wasn't keeping the books right. So Karen was like, I just want you to know that I'm not celebrating this. This does not make me feel any happiness or joy whatsoever, and I have your back all the way through it. I was like, okay. So that was just a slight little jab to Giselle. Very well taken. Giselle brings up that Wendy told them that you, Karen, bailed out Ray with his tax troubles, and you wanted some reimbursement. This was some drunk basement talk when they were at the Newburgh house. I want to say what's it called? The lake house. And of course, Bravo runs the footage. If you don't know nothing about Bravo, Bravo gonna run the footage, baby. And they ran that footage a couple of times. I was like, oh. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, the receipts are being pulled. So you better make sure you ain't lying on these cameras. So Karen was taken aback. She was almost knocked off her rocker, but you know, she kind of like, it's a reach. She was like, the fact that Wendy went back and took this back to Giselle like gossip, it just doesn't, I just don't appreciate that. So she kind of low-key denied it or whatever. Robin interjected and she was like, yeah, she kind of made it sound like you had some resentment behind it. Oh, well, that's her interpretation of it. Karen started about Wendy telling them that she called her ignorant, and for not condemning Monique. Which, how many times do we have to say that Karen condemned Monique? She told her, you were wrong. You fucked up. Don't that sound like you were wrong? It sounds like it's wrong to me. She's not taking up for the girl. All she is doing is still not choosing a side and trying to remain neutral. And so, I don't know if I listened to that correctly. I was like, she called her ignorant, or I think better word choice would be you sound ignorant instead of saying you are ignorant, because two things can be true at once, but at the same time I just think you should say you sound ignorant. Okay, so that was just my little tip to Karen or anybody else. Instead of saying you retarded, you look retarded, you sound retarded, you know what I'm saying, like, kind of soften the blow a little bit. That's just a tip. That's just a tip from me to you. So she was like, I don't know about blackouts and fits of anger. Maybe Monique needs some medical help. Everybody's looking at her like, girl, now Monique is all right. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, Wendy is not going to tell me how and why to when to bark. I'm not afraid of Wendy. I was like, okay. So yeah, she was saying she's all authoritative, and then she also did the walk. Honey, when they did that walk, she got up and did the walk when Wendy was coming down the steps. Girl, that shit was so funny. It was hilarious. So anyway, moving on from that, Wendy is in the house with her children. She's talking to her boys, and they are talking about education. And this is kind of a mix of the confessional with the scene. Her kids look to be very intelligent, following in her and her husband's footsteps. And her son, probably the oldest son, said that he wanted to study math and science. I said, come on, STEM, come on. And I was like, that's great.
So she was saying that she didn't want to be overbearing to her children. She wanted to be able to give them the freedom to do what they want to do. And whatever you do, we are going to support you. So she was talking about the importance of education also. This is what I'm talking about with the confessional. The confessional, she kind of wrote down this whole thing about, education is very important to me. And that's why Kim calling her ignorant rubbed her wrong.
know, it was just more of elitist Wendy tooting her own horn, you know, that. So then we move on to Ashley. She meets with Dr. Schwartz, and you know, she was saying that she's working out. She's a little sore. She's walking with the baby. The doctor asked, you know, how did you feel about the couple's counseling? And she was like, you know, I'm pretty okay. She was like, I think it went very well. She was like, the fact that Michael, you know, opened up about some things that I didn't even know, you know, she thought that was good progress or whatever, right? Girl, Michael is blowing smoke up the ass. Girl, don't you believe that shit? Okay, so anyway, so she was saying that she thinks that they're both unhappy right now. And so the doctor was like, you know, kind of elaborate. You mean sexually? You mean emotionally? Like, what's going on here? So Ashley ends up saying that she feels like it's sexually. She says she doesn't feel sexy after having a baby. She feels like a utility for Dean. Utility meaning a human cow, basically. Yes, the baby is on the titties, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Michael missed the nasty time, and she is like, these are for Dean, and I don't want you all on them, and then he gotta get, you know what I'm saying? So she's having a problem. I was like, I don't think I ever felt guilty about it. I ain't never feel guilty about it. I was just like, hey, everybody gotta get in where they fit in. Shit. So she was saying that she, you know, before the baby, she was very carefree and, you know, stuff like that. And she doesn't really not like it. She just says she feels uncomfortable when he touches her and stuff like that. And she kind of feels, you know, guilty about it. So the doctor asked her a list of questions to kind of get a baseline and a gauge on her happiness, her sadness, depression, and anxiety and stuff. And it pretty much everything is more negative than positive. She feels like she's in a box and she doesn't really know how to get the help or let someone help her. And so the doctor stressed to her the importance of self-care, suggested a vacation, and so yeah, so that's what it is. So anyway, moving on to Candace. Candace goes down to the studio to meet with Chucky Thompson. He worked on the song, and he played the song for her, and the song is a whole bop. I'm loving it, you know, I'm DMV, DC go-go head. So that song with the whole go-go beat behind it, I'm here for it. So yeah. So she was so happy talking about giving all the mess that was going on and stuff like that. You know, that was like a really, really, you know, uplifting thing for her. And, you know, just made her so proud that the project turned out the way it did. And so, child, cue the tissues. Chucky Thompson, he was like, come on over here and stop with them damn tears and give me a hug. He wanted to sign her to his record label. So there's that. So, you know, I think that's a good thing because, you know, Candace got something else going on, whatever. It ain't all about this damn fight. So, moving on to Monique. Monique is doing the whole mommy morning routine, getting the kids together, running around with her head chopped off like a chicken, with her caveman husband sitting on his throne, aka the toilet, stinking it up, trying to get the kids off to school. She seems really annoyed, and she basically was talking about, I think she said this in her confessional, that she was saying that, you know, this lawsuit that
Candace could possibly take her away from her kids, and the judge could possibly give her some jail time.
and I was like, baby, that's something you should have thought about before you went bop bop on that head. So there's that, child. There is that. And so now we moving on to Giselle's house. The workers are still there working, of course, because she's still trying to get this old house rebuilt, right? So yeah. So anyway, so Ashley comes over and she was like she was like, the last time I came over to the house needed to be condemned. It was all dilapidated. I said, Lord. The shade. I said, not dilapidated. I said, oh dear. And she was like, I had, you know, of course, Bravo got the pictures to prove it. I said, ain't no way I would have brought anybody over there and saw a picture of that toilet. I don't care if I did it, if I didn't do it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was horrible. And and Ashley was very much all the way right. And yeah, condemned. She said, Ashley said in her confessional, she should have just knocked that whole thing down and started from scratch. I said, amen. Amen. You know, Giselle was surprised that she had baby Dean with her. I'm like, where else baby Dean gonna be? So honey, so yeah, so she ain't pump her breast and bring a bottle with breast milk in it. No, she got to take her whole, and she come in with a whole turtleneck. And Giselle was like, well, how you gonna feed the baby? You got a whole turtleneck on. You know, because usually you wear like little flimsy clothes that you could just kind of plop over whatever. Why was Giselle so bothered by Ashley breastfeeding? Bitch, didn't you breastfeed your kids? I mean, are you scared of breast? Like, what in the hell? Like, I didn't understand her uncomfortability around Ashley breastfeeding. I'm just like, girl, how old are we? Girl. Anyway, so, you know, she opened up to her about her therapy session. Giselle was like, it seems like you feel better. She was like, a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And so she said the therapist said that she should go on a vacation. And so Giselle was like, Monique is not coming, right? And so she was like, well, Monique is my friend. And she was like, well, if Monique is coming, then I'm not going to come. And if I'm not going to come, Robin's probably not going to come. And if then she said Candace definitely ain't coming. And if Candace don't come, Wendy ain't coming. Because, you know, Wendy and Candace, that's the connection, Wendy and Candace, to the show or whatever. That was her friend. And so that's why, you know, Wendy is so team Candace. And so, girl, hashtag Operation Ice Monique Out is in full effect. And you know what I'm saying? I said it almost proves the point that they were trying to ice her out, but they couldn't do it with the baby. Like Candace said, she was like, that baby looked just like Chris. We can't say that. But they did it some other kind of way. They figured out a way, and they did it. Girl, Monique is on Antarctica, baby. Antarctica up there looking like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Baby, girl, they got you out there on a limb. So basically was bullied by Giselle not to invite Monique. And I really thought, because she is Monique's friend, I thought that maybe she could extend the invite and Monique could decline it. But no. Because, you know, I just don't think that Monique would put herself in that position. But then you would still look a little better than just not inviting her. Especially with her being your friend, as you say. As you say, right? So then, I gotta go back. So then we go to Robin's photo shoot. Ashley announces the trip. Robin has pizza and fruit at the photo shoot. And Wendy was like, oh man. She's like, oh, what, you on a diet? She was like, just eat the fruit. And so Ashley, Giselle, and Karen are there. Oh no, Karen walks up. I think Karen is one of the last people. Karen and Ashley are one of the last people that come. And oh yeah, so when Ashley walked in, she was like, is that Katie? So the model that they had looks just like Katie, like a darker, more tan version of Katie. So everybody is like, you know, like, so anyway, she announced, so everybody do the hats or whatever. Nothing to see there. They all just did the pictures. The pictures look nice. Everybody look nice, whatever. So now Ashley announces the trip and she holds up the flag. She was like, ta-da! So she holds up this flag and everybody crickets. Like, everybody just looking, they looking real stupid. So then, but you can see that Wendy was thinking about it. She was trying to figure it out. And so she ends up getting it. She was like, Portugal? And so Ashley was like, yeah, you got it right. So Wendy get up, start screaming or whatever. Everybody gets all happy. And next thing you know, here we go. Wendy was like, well, since we're going on this trip, I guess I need to get this off my chest so that we can have a good time on the trip. So then she says, Karen. Karen was like, how did I already know? How did I already know? And she was like this. I heard that you was talking about me and saying something about my degrees and calling me ignorant and questioning my degrees. And Wendy was getting Karen together. She was getting her together for real. You know, Giselle with her messy ass, she always got to sit up there, and whenever she regurgitates a story, she always twists it to get it just to be messy boots. Like, and so she told her all this stuff, and she read Karen down, and Karen was trying to go back and forth, and then she was like, well, can I jump in there? Can I jump in? Can I say something? Will you allow me to say something? And so she was just like, I have 4 degrees. You don't even have 1. She was like, I don't need 1, because guess what? I got what it takes to get and be successful on my own. I am blessed and highly favored. And she was like,
Common sense is something that you can't buy, and I got it. So
she read her back down. I said, oh shit. They was reading each other, baby. But yeah, Wendy with the Alita stuff, girl, you got to get on with that. And so, and that's enough of that. We can talk more about it later on. But my camera is about to die, so let me get this last thing. So then we see 2 days later, and Candace is served with a countersuit by Monique. Chris is trying to calm her down. Girl, Candace called Monique a rusty ass bitch or rusty bitch. She was like this, I can't believe She had the audacity. She is a sociopath. She is this. She is that. I mean, when I tell you that bitch was mad, that bitch was heated. She was big mad. Put the cape on, big mad. And so Chris was sitting up there trying to calm her down and all that stuff or whatever. But honey, I said, ooh. So then next episode we will see them going to Portugal, and I believe that's where the trailer